Hey guys, I'm Ricky, and today I'm here with Mike, and the new Terminator Dark Fate trailer just dropped today, and so we're gonna look at it, dissect it, see how it matches up with the other Terminators, and have a good time.
I'm excited.
You ready to do this?
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right, let's check it out.
Okay, pause it here.
All right, what do we see?
So
what do we see?
right away, first thing is the sign saying "Welcome to Mexico." The Mexican, is that the border? I don't know what cute that means. Anyway, they're in Mexico. To me, this is hugely significant because in the other Terminator movies, in Terminator 2, the T-800 mentions that Mexico is outside the fallout zone. That's why Sarah Connor took John to the Mexican border to train him
safe havens,
with all her friends, and that's where she had all the guns. So that's Sarah's like base camp anyway.
Okay.
So that's cool.
So you think they're heading there to kind of prepare for the next, the second coming?
The thing is, the poster says that welcome to the day after Judgment Day, right?
Okay.
Which is like confusing because does that mean the nukes have already dropped? And if they dropped, does that mean everything's nuked except for like places like Mexico?
I mean, this doesn't look like it's been nuked, but right, yeah.
If it's outside the fallout zone, I don't know. We have to watch more.
Let's check it out. So there's one of our new, I guess the girl who's going to be protected this entire movie. Oh, okay, here's a callback. All right.
Okay.
Who's that?
So right away, that's Mackenzie Davis,
Yeah.
and she's playing Grace. And Grace is supposed to be a super soldier, human resist. I don't know if it's the
She's not a Terminator though. Or she's like an offshoot of a Terminator.
Well, if you watch all the promo photos, she's got like lines all over her body.
Yeah.
Like she kind of looks like
there's a cut right there.
they kind of did the whole Deadpool in the Wolverine movie.
Oh, right.
That's when I saw that. I was
well,
really
it is the director,
concerned.
right? It's the director of Deadpool.
I was.
So maybe he's like got a couple of cues. By the way, I trust him a lot with this franchise. I think he could do a great job because like Genesis was not good.
Tim Miller. I like what he did with Deadpool. I don't know. We don't know the rating yet. If this is R-rated, to me, Terminator. If it's not R-rated, it's going to be a problem.
I don't see why it wouldn't be R-rated. I mean, it gets pretty dark.
Yeah. So in the Jeep though, if you look, you'll see the girl all the way to the other side, the passenger side. Yeah. So she's like, I'm getting a sense already that she's like the new John Connor, the MacGuffin to protect, right?
Yeah.
And next to her, this guy in the middle, I looked it up. That's her brother.
Okay.
So I guess when they find her, she's with her brother and
they're like, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here.
We gotta go.
Okay, let's keep this rolling. Okay, here we go. Here's our first look.
It's Gabrielle Luna.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's already cool. Oh, pause that. Wait. Okay, so you see the what's that thing called? The
metal rod.
The metal rod. Yeah. There's a name for it.
Okay. I don't know.
Already, I'm getting callbacks to T2 because in T2 when they're in the steel mill where they killed the T1000. Right. This guy, I don't know what his number is yet.
Probably higher than 1,000.
Yeah. See, a billion. He takes the rod and he shoves it through Schwarzenegger, and then he moves it around.
That's right.
And he kills Schwarzenegger with the rod through him. So right away, that's cool that she's throwing the rods at this guy. Yeah.
That callback. Well, I mean, even the chase scene, right, with the truck, it's already starting. And then here we go.
This
you
is
see
sick.
that, like, okay, so there we see that.
Sick.
Look at that liquid metal transformation.
I heard about this and seeing it, I'm really pleased with it. I knew that it was going to be, I didn't know how it was going to look, but now that I'm seeing it. So he basically is a T-1000 with a Terminator skeleton, and he could...
And look at that, he morphs.
He morphs out, but he becomes two. He could, you know...
Right.
Oh, yeah,
he's got...
See, that CGI...
That is so unfair that he can take...
Wait, can you go back to the guy? So, yeah, it's cool that he's basically two, and that he's like... Yeah, look at this. Okay, this CGI.
Yeah, this is super.
But look, the
obvious.
movie comes out in November.
Yeah.
You know, I'll give it a pass. He looks kind of PS4-y, but
it was a little. I think a little bit better, but yeah.
I'm getting a sense that he is a construction worker to start because he's driving like the plow or whatever.
Or maybe he stole it.
He's just dressed like in the construction biz instead of a cop.
Okay.
So yeah, he stole the plow. It looks like that's his shtick. So there's a lot of rods going around. Everyone's throwing rods.
Everyone's whipping metal at each other. Let's Let's keep this going.
Oh, pause that. Oh, so we have a sense.
There's that.
Okay, so I'm getting like there's a sense that it's taking all the bits already from all the other Terminator movies that came after T2, and those are not canon anymore.
Right.
It's T1, T2 Judgment Day, and then Terminator Dark Fate.
And this is direct sequel to those.
Direct sequel, which I guess if you didn't know that going into this trailer, you're going to be very confused by what you're going to see.
Important to
But
know.
so she's not like a Terminator. She's some sort of hybrid. But I feel like they're doing the Sam Worthington thing. Do you remember in Salvation where he's a human that was turned into a Terminator?
Right.
I feel like this is going to be way better.
Okay, yeah, I'm interested to know what exactly she is and what her purpose is, but I don't think they allude too much to that. But let's keep this rolling. All right, so awesome explosion, long stare. Oh, there we go. The knife was
The knife, and it's
the knife
not.
is
It's
so cool.
It's funny because it's like this black kind of. It's like a grosser Terminator.
Yeah, it's
but
almost like a corrupted dark metal Terminator. It's
Yeah,
pretty
and his
badass.
spikes aren't like the nice even blades
Yeah.
of the T1000. He's kind of like.
jagged and like
It's
it's like shanking you. He's gonna like a shank Terminator.
Yeah.
I'm up for that, man. I'm up for that. Let's see. Another metal rod. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
There,
it.
there,
Go
there
back-
they are. They're the
go back
both
to
of
his
them.
face. Let's have a look at this guy.
Yeah, let's get a close up on this beauty.
He looks like he's.
Oh man.
Okay, his skull looks like it's hollow in the back,
Yeah.
and his whole body's hollow, like just to hold
yeah,
the goo.
yeah.
He's a goo Terminator.
And so this is really interesting. That this is kind of unfair that there's two of them. So like, I wonder how
Well,
they separate. Like, this is the skeleton, and that's like just his flesh form. Like I don't.
It's yeah, he splits into two.
So the liquid metal could be.
It's
be
a totally
separated from
different
this guy.
Terminator. So that means in the movie there might be a case of they kill one of the Terminators and then they have to kill like maybe they kill the endoskeleton guy and then
but
they have
the
to
other
kill
guy
or
comes
vice
back.
versa.
Okay.
So that's cool because you know how bad guys are always like, oh, he's not really dead, he's coming back.
Yeah.
They could do that and they can maybe double that.
And it can actually make sense given that we're seeing this here. So there they are.
So,
They're coming from
yeah.
both angles. And here she is. This is the
Oh,
big
yeah.
reveal. This is the big reveal. There's Sarah Connor, just stepping out like a badass.
Totally ready.
Yeah, look at that. She's like,
Oh.
she was born for this stuff. Look at
Oh,
boom,
look at-
boom, boom. Here comes the big boy.
Oh, pause that. Okay, so
I love
it's
that.
cool because you're getting a sense that Sarah after T2
Yeah.
was like, okay, this is inevitable. It's gonna. Like,
It's
I'm
gonna
not,
happen,
I
yeah.
can't sleep at night anyway, so I'm gonna get ready.
She's been preparing all
She's-
that time. I think it's 20 years later, if I'm not mistaken. It's like I think it's like 2 decades after Judgment Day.
Well, if in Terminator 3, which
Yeah.
isn't canon anymore, Judgment Day got postponed from 1997 to 2004, and the Terminator in that one said it's inevitable, right?
yeah.
So that's the sense I have. Dark Fate, it's inevitable, but it keeps getting pushed and changed. So I don't know, maybe it's a 2020 Judgment Day or 2019
Okay,
Judgment Day.
okay.
So then, if the other one took place in like the early 90s,
Yeah.
it's been like 20, 30 years.
Right. It's like it's time for everyone to die.
Yeah, and she has the bazooka just like Arnie had that hand bazooka thing, so
Okay.
she knows bazookas are good.
She knows that
and
they work.
She kept running out of ammo on her shotgun in T2.
Yeah.
Now she's got the
She's
big.
learned.
She's like, no, I'm not running out of ammo this time.
Let's watch her just blow him up. Boom.
there's no way he's
so
dead.
satisfying.
There's no
of
way.
course he's not. It's the beginning of. And there it
We
is.
don't
The
know.
smoke clears. What a badass.
Like you know who I am.
Yeah, it's like come on. So there we are. There you go. So I've never seen one like you before, and now I think now the most interesting thing is about to happen. She's about to say. Before it.
I
Okay.
am human. When she's throwing those cops around.
That's
like,
not very
right,
human
those-
of you.
No, no. No, but I mean, so she shows up. I guess she shows up. There's cops there. If Judgment Day happened, would the cops show up to work in
No.
Mexico?
Yes. So here's the thing. I think this might be right before, like Judgment Day is upon them. It's like you said, like it's been delayed. Now it's like, okay, it's coming. We know it's coming. The Terminators are showing up from the future. It's all shit's going to hell. Like let's start this movie.
But that's a retread of T3 Rise of the Machines.
Okay.
Because that one, Judgment Day, is about to happen in like 3 days after they arrive.
You said
or
it's not
something.
canon, right? So like maybe
It's
they're
not canon, so it really does feel like they took everything that they liked, put in a blender, so it's
Yeah.
going to feel familiar, but then hopefully not, they'll stick the landing
Yeah.
from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, but the way she just threw cops, if you back up, like that's also like a CGI throw. This is why I'm getting concerned that it won't be
Look at that.
R-rated, which it needs to be.
That's a
Look at this.
CGI throw?
Well, like maybe not that one, but the next one. This is definitely CGI.
So wait. So
Yeah,
she's
she
got.
throws this guy.
This is like wow, look at
And
that.
now
Okay, here we
this
go.
guy.
So she just she's like butt naked. Okay, so
Oh, yeah, they
here she's
arrive
naked
naked,
again,
yeah.
right? Okay,
So this is when she arrived,
what is-
100%.
So what is she? She just got here.
So last
Boom.
time the T1000 arrived and there were cops. This
Right.
time the good guy arrives, there's cops.
Right.
So she's throwing them. Maybe it's wire they throw them with a wire. I don't know.
I mean, they don't look PS4 like what's his name did.
It's hard to tell at night
the
in a
other
cop
Terminator.
outfit.
But let's keep this rolling. So I am human, whatever that means.
That she's modified. Yeah, okay, so because I was her,
Yeah.
about the new girl, what's her name? Danny Ramos.
That's it, yeah.
Danny Ramos. So because I was her, it's calling back to Terminator 1, the original
There she
Terminator,
is.
where, so she's probably, my guess is that she is going to be the mother of the savior of humanity.
Right,
because
yeah.
if everything's
so the cycle
delayed,
repeats.
if everything's delayed 30 years, so
Right.
she's a pseudo Kyle Reese,
Right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator from T2. She's kind of both, and the new Terminator is, it's like, so she has two guardians, so
Yeah.
it makes sense that the bad guy is two guys.
Right. That makes, yeah, you're right. She's got Sarah Connor protecting her, and then Mackenzie Davis's character,
Yeah.
who we don't know yet.
Yeah, so, but if everyone's protecting her, what's the story with John Connor?
Yeah, where is John? Is he? Well, maybe he won't make an appearance in the trailer, but maybe in the movie somewhere. Let's check it out. So now they're going to see our old friend. Arnold
Okay, this
Schwarzenegger.
doesn't make any sense.
Okay, I was super confused because I'm like, he gave the thumbs up and he melted.
Yeah.
And like I said, last one I watched was Judgment Day. Like Genesis, I didn't watch Genesis, but like.
First thing he's gonna say is, "I can't melt."
He's definitely back though.
The thing is, he's back. But I've been hearing rumblings. Is he a Terminator? Is he a human that the Terminators are based of? I hate the whole idea of. I hate the idea of a human that they base it off of. Like, I hate that.
You think that's what it is?
I hope not.
I mean, I want to see some Arnold action in this. I don't want him to be just like
No.
some wise guy they go to. Like, what do we do? At the end of the
Yeah,
world, you know?
but also, if he is a Terminator, is he the same one from T2? Unless there's time travel shenanigans, that doesn't make sense.
Anything could be explained with time travel shenanigans.
But like
though.
T3 Rise of the Machines, where he's like, oh, you're just like the other one. Do you come off an assembly line or something? To John Connor, and he's like, exactly. Like, isn't this? He's like, I have to teach you everything all over again. You know?
Well, let's see if he even gets a word in here.
No, there's no way.
No, just a dramatic stare.
Okay, so if you back up, if you look at this, so okay,
there's a prison.
The new T whatever billion whatever.
Yeah.
It looks like it's the Mexican government holding people.
So you're still of the mind that maybe this Judgment Day has happened and this is like out of the Fallout zone.
I still don't know if this is before or after, but if they're holding people, it's in a detention facility. Either, you know what could have happened? The authorities could have grabbed Sarah and the group and brought them to a detention center for some reason. You know, like they crossed the border illegally or something.
Right, because they see them going in and we don't know how they
we don't know if they started in Mexico, if they go to, we don't know the story.
Okay.
So, but he's definitely on the warpath to kill them. So they're in a facility.
Clearly. And now here's some awesome
Plane
explosions.
crash.
What's going on here? Boom. Oh, man.
Well, if you go back, actually, not to look at, well, that's what we're doing. We're looking at every detail because it's exciting. I'm so pumped for this movie, Ricky.
Dude, there's some underwater machine fights right here. So
fool me 3 times, shame on. No, I don't.
So where are we looking? Where are we going?
Okay, so if you look to the explosion, go back a bit more.
Yeah.
So if we look at the explosion, because I feel like there's a reason for this. That looks like
They're both,
Mackenzie Davis, and that looks like the T1000. T-1000, I'm going to call him for now. I'll watch that be true. No.
Okay.
So the plane crashes, and then they fly. She goes flying. So
she's like.
So they were fighting on a plane or something.
Well,
and
someone was fighting on a plane, and then they smashed into a car.
Yeah.
And they were already on the ground. So like.
She is really she's really strong.
She's resilient. If she can take a plane crash.
Like she's stronger than a T-800 at this point.
So okay, so there she goes.
Yeah.
Boom, out there.
And hits the car.
But hits the car, but we actually just see.
This is a different scene.
Okay.
Different scene. Oh, okay. So here, this is just looking at this again. Look at that. That's the big one is obviously Schwarzenegger. Like he's bigger, and the other guy.
That's the exoskeleton, right?
And that's the exoskeleton.
Yeah.
So I really feel. You're right.
It's Schwarzenegger versus the exoskeleton version
Schwarzenegger,
of.
And he looks like a Terminator. He looks like he's been in a fire or something. Maybe he survived a plane crash or something.
You can see
it looks
the
like it's
haircut.
his head on a Terminator body, and so he's gonna kill the exoskeleton. That's my guess. I guessed it.
You called it, Mike. We'll have to wait till October to see if you're right.
He's gonna sacrifice himself.
Boom,
He's got to.
Punch to the face, fade to black, classic. Here we are back in the sky. Another plane crash. Oh my God. There he is. I mean, he is Okay, he is so relentless.
But he's got to be.
Look at that! Boom!
Oh, I love it.
He is like he will not stop.
So Grace is there, and she's with Danny Ramos.
Yeah, she's like,
Right there, she's like, help me.
She's like, this is the worst day of my life.
Yeah.
And here we go. Now they're okay. Oh my god.
So they dropped the Jeep with like a. Okay, it's on a parachute, and I think that's Mackenzie?
There she's
Davis?
hanging. That's her. I think that's.
Grace? It's
I mean,
hard to tell from the
trailer. Who else would it be hanging out there?
It's because the
planes are
arms
smashing?
exposed, you know.
Yeah.
It's not Sarah Connor.
She's hanging on from the back. I'm assuming that Danny Ramos is either inside this thing.
Oh, that's a good guess, Ricky.
Maybe
she's probably in the Jeep. They released.
They released it from the plane, so they're landing down. They got
this whole movie figured out.
That is pretty smart of them. All right, they're like, we're gonna make it.
I saw that in the A-Team movie. They did that with a tank.
What does she say here? The A-Team movie? Oh, yes, so good.
That bad movie. They're taking all the bad things and hopefully make it good.
So who are all these people?
It looks like a bunch of refugees. So this is definitely post Judgment Day.
Yeah, it looks pretty dark. Yeah, there's a bunch of people lining on a looks like a wall or like a border or something. All right, so there's that theory that she's got the savior.
Definitely. So right away, my theory is during the movie Judgment Day happens.
Right.
It can't happen right at the beginning. It's got to happen during it or at some point.
Okay.
But they're out of the fallout zone, so it doesn't really matter. They could show that society's crumbling around them without them dying. So they're going with refugees. Everyone's trying to get away from the fallout zone, is my guess. And that looks like the end of the movie because I heard this is the first of a trilogy.
Oh, they're rebooting a trilogy.
They want to make several movies. That's why Arnie's got to go after he gives his Force Awakens type,
Yeah, his Skywalker appearance.
Sarah Connor also probably goes at some point.
They're gonna make way for they make way for a whole new cast, right? I mean, if they're kind of rebooting the cycle, we'll have the baby of this of Danny's character.
And when we saw Arnie in the woods, he's probably safeguarding John. But we don't know about John.
Interesting. That's interesting.
So I feel like it's like, okay, you're not you may not be the savior anymore. Go live in a cabin in the woods.
Right.
We have another Terminator, spare one that we unpacked. Okay. Who's going to guard you?
Okay.
Right.
Not a bad theory.
So that's where I think it's going. And I heard that there's going to be with CGI wizardry, you're going to have Edward Furlong reprise his young.
Really?
They're going to have a flashback and a young beefed up Schwarzenegger, which they've already done how many times now in all the reboots?
Like with Samuel L. Jackson,
but now they nailed it.
Yeah, they've nailed it.
So they're going to take from like Genesis and all that and have like a younger Terminator protecting John post T2. It looks like, and there'll be like a flashback of what happened after T2 to explain why there's a Schwarzenegger.
Okay. Yeah, because I need to know why he's alive.
Yeah. So here,
boom.
it's some sort of I don't know what kind of factory. It looks like a car factory.
It does look like an assembly line car factory. Let's go back. Let's see what's happening here. I mean, and they're all like they're all in different this guy is just like always in different costumes. Her too.
She just
they're all
broke his
blending
leg.
In. Oh yeah, there you go. Ooh,
but if it's the endoskeleton, that's bad.
These guys are freaking out.
CGI. If it's the goo, who cares? You know.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be fine. I mean, you can see he's clearly morphing.
Look at this.
She's just strong. Like swinging. Boom. Yeah, that is a really hard hit. Okay, let's see what happens. Of course, Why would he?
Okay, so he does have the endoskeleton still at this part of the movie.
Yeah. So these are the two, like you said, the two layers, and then he's just like, I'm fine. Nothing happened. Beautiful. Look at that. This is going to be so hard for them.
Pause that. So here, story by James Cameron. So James Cameron is producing it. He's too busy working on like 100 Avatar sequels that nobody really asked for at this point.
I mean, he's got to compete with Avengers Endgame now because they just like dethrone him or they're on the way to. So
Avatar
2.0.
So he's producing it and he's co-writing the story with 4 people. There's 5 people writing the story, and if you look screenplay, there's 3 people taking their story and making it work on the screen. So there's
a lot of collaboration going into this because they're like after Genesis, they're like, okay, let's take this franchise back in the direction that it went when it first came out in the 90s, which was groundbreaking, dude. The first Terminator was groundbreaking.
Oh, the first two
was unlike anything I'd ever seen.
I actually saw T2 before I saw T1.
Really?
Yeah, and then I was confused. Why is he bad?
That's a weird. It's already confusing with the time travel and the robots. So you just like. Anyways.
I was a kid. The only thing about James Cameron is because he's not directing, that kind of makes me worried. But what makes me more worried is that he fully endorsed Terminator Genesis when it came out. He goes, "This is the sequel that we were waiting for. This is how it should be." And then after the movie dropped and everyone saw it, we're like,
"Really, James?
Did they pay you to say that?"
Okay, but it seems like he's maybe more involved in this one, like personally.
I think he realized he shouldn't have said Genesis was good, and
Yeah.
he's like, I have to fix this.
When will you ever learn?
All right, guys, thank you so much for checking out the trailer breakdown. Mike, thank you for your expertise, diving really deep into the Terminator world and giving some really interesting theories on what might happen with the characters. Let us know what you guys think. Are you excited for Terminator Dark Fate? Do you think it will live up to the name of Terminator 1 and Terminator 2? Do you think it's a worthy sequel to those? I think after Genesis, everybody could agree that it's probably gonna be better than that. But yeah, let us know down in the comments if you guys are excited or not. And it's coming out November 1st.
Yeah, November 1st, I think they should call it Terminator Redemption. I think it's gonna fix it. That's my theory, giving it the thumbs up as I head down into the molten lava, because I hope I'm not proven wrong.
Well, we'll have to wait till November to find out, but
Hasta la vista, baby.
see you guys.